How my marriage survived the first year of parenting? Barely. I remember the exact moment I realized my marriage was in trouble. It was 3:17 a.m. Our 6-month-old was screaming the 5th time that night, and my husband and I were having a whispered argument about whose turn it was to get up. We'd gone from romantic date nights and inside jokes to being exhausted roommates who occasionally exchanged information about diaper changes. This isn't what I signed up for, I remember thinking. Then I felt immediately guilty, because of course I signed up for this. We both did, but nobody tells you that having a baby is like throwing a grenade into your relationship. I'm Sarah, and I'm not here to sugarcoat this for you. That first year of parenting nearly broke us. The statistics show we're not alone. Relationship satisfaction drops for 70% of couples after having their first baby. But we made it through, and I want to share how. Because if we could do it, trust me, you can too. Let me paint you a picture of what those early days looked like. My husband and I were sleep-deprived zombies passing each other in the hallway. I'd resent him for going to work and escaping while I was home with the baby. He'd resent me for getting to bond with our son all day while he was stuck at the office. We were both wrong, both struggling, and both too exhausted to see the other's perspective. One night, after our son finally fell asleep, I found myself crying on the bathroom floor. Not cute movie crying, the ugly, snotty, heaving kind. My husband found me there, and instead of trying to fix it or tell me everything would be okay, he just sat down next to me and said, "This is really hard, isn't it?" That moment of shared vulnerability changed everything. We realized we'd been treating each other like opponents instead of teammates. And that's the first thing that saved us, acknowledging that we were both struggling, both doing our best, and both in this together. The second thing that saved us was scheduling. I know, not very romantic, right? But when you have a newborn, spontaneity goes out the window along with uninterrupted sleep and eating hot meals. We started scheduling everything, not just who would do which baby duties, but also time for ourselves as individuals and time together as a couple. Every Sunday, we'd take 15 minutes to map out the week. Who would handle morning baby duty, which days? Who needed time for self-care? And most importantly, when would we have our us time? Even if it was just 20 minutes on the couch together after the baby went down, protecting that time became sacred. My grandmother from Jamaica always said, "The family needs roots and wings." The roots are your foundation, the non-negotiables that keep you grounded. For us, that scheduled time became our roots. It wasn't always perfect. Sometimes the baby would wake up, sometimes one of us would fall asleep mid-conversation, but the intention mattered. The third thing was letting go of the scorekeeping. I used to keep a mental tally. I changed 6 diapers today, he only changed 2. I woke up 3 times last night. He didn't wake up at all. I've done 4 loads of laundry this week. He's done 0. This kind of scorekeeping is toxic, and it creates resentment faster than anything else. One day, I came across research from relationship expert Dr. John Gottman that couples who succeed don't focus on 50-50 fairness. They focus on 100-100 giving. Both partners give everything they can, recognizing that some days that might be 80%. Other days it might be 30%. But they're always giving their current best. That changed everything for us. I stopped counting diapers and started noticing how my husband would take the baby as soon as he got home, so I could have a break. He stopped resenting late-night wakings and started appreciating that I handled all the daytime feedings. The fourth thing that saved us was maintaining our identities outside of being parents. It's so easy to lose yourself in that first year. Suddenly, you're not Sarah anymore. You're just Caleb's mom. Your conversations revolve around sleep schedules and poop consistency. Sexy, right? We made a rule: no baby talk on date nights. Even if our date night was eating takeout on the living room floor after the baby went to sleep, for that hour, we were just us again. We talked about books, dreams, news, anything but the baby. It felt awkward at first, like we'd forgotten how to be adults, but it got easier. The fifth and possibly most important thing was forgiveness of each other and ourselves. There were days I was a terrible wife and a mediocre mother. There were days he said the wrong thing or wasn't present when I needed him. We learned to say, "I'm sorry," and mean it, without justifications or excuses. And we learned to forgive ourselves too. Perfect parenting doesn't exist. Perfect marriages don't exist. What exists are imperfect humans trying their best, failing sometimes, and getting back up to try again. Around our son's first birthday, my husband and I were sitting on the porch watching the sunset while the baby slept inside. We weren't the same couple who'd brought that tiny baby home a year earlier. We were tired. Yes. Changed, definitely. But also stronger, more resilient, and more deeply connected than before. That first year breaks a lot of couples. The sleep deprivation alone is a form of torture. Literally, it's used in warfare. Add in hormones, financial stress, and the complete upheaval of your identity and routine, and it's a wonder any relationship survives. But here's what I want you to know. The breaking isn't the problem. It's what you build from the pieces that matters. Our marriage didn't survive that first year intact. It survived because we were willing to create something new from what we had. If you're in that first year right now and feeling like you and your partner are ships passing in the night, know that this phase is temporary, but your actions within it matter. Talk openly about your struggles. Lower your expectations of perfection. Find small ways to connect, even if it's just a 5-minute check-in each day. I've put together a free guide called Relationship Rescue First Year Survival Tips that goes deeper into everything I've talked about today, plus communication exercises and printable planning tools that saved our sanity. Click the link in the description to download it. Remember, the goal isn't to get your pre-baby relationship back. That couple doesn't exist anymore. The goal is to forge something new. Something that incorporates the depth and strength that comes from creating and nurturing life together. It's harder, yes, but infinitely more rewarding. Much love, and see you in the next video.